What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission. And today we got my man Javier coming on to talk about his experience with the rest of Fit Nerd Academy and the troopers inside of it. So, my man, thanks for coming on
Yeah.
and sharing your story. Appreciate it. So, I always like to start off a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, aka 6 months ago. And just curious what was going on for you and what inspired you to reach out and eventually join Fit Nerd Academy.
So I was following you for a couple months on Instagram, and then I was working out on my own for a while, and I noticed that the scale wasn't budging, and I was getting really frustrated. And in that time in October, I was like, end of September, beginning of October, I was like, I knew something had to change. I had to find something different because what I was doing wasn't working. And then you posted that you were opening a group for like dads in their 30s who want to get leaner and more fit. So I was like, perfect. This is the perfect opportunity. So I reached out to you. But I was like the heaviest I've ever been in my life. And I just felt uncomfortable. I didn't feel normal. I didn't feel right. I knew something had to change. So which is why I reached out.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so as you're getting ready to join this guy who wears clone trooper helmets on the internet, was there any concerns you had doing it remote? You're in Miami, I'm in Seattle. Uh, or were you kind of just like, yeah, this sounds great? Like, what was your thoughts as you kind of crossed that initial threshold?
Um, no, I wasn't really concerned about doing a remote. I was already working out as it was. I didn't need someone to like tell me to work out. I needed something more of like diet wise, eating wise, someone to be on top of like what I'm eating and showing me the ways of eating correctly, like eating cleaner, eating more protein, telling me what I need. Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like before I started you, I barely met my protein goals, and I was like, I'm if I eat too much protein, I'm gonna go over my calories. I'm not gonna eat protein. I just left protein on the side, and I kind of ate like low calorie stuff with like nothing of barely minimal protein. So like I needed what I got was like the diet aspect, and that was great. So like the remote part didn't bother me at all because again I didn't need someone to like whip me while I was on the treadmill. I was doing that already. I just needed something more.
Yeah, totally. And you're a recent father, so congratulations on that. What were some of the challenges, if any, that you saw either with work or with having a son that you're like, okay, cool. This, and then how did that turn into something where like, cool, I can still be successful with those challenges that a lot of people use, sometimes even as excuses?
I think time. I think everyone has like an excuse that's like, oh, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. But like when you have a newborn, you're juggling a full-time job, and you're able to do it. You make the time. You have to find the time. You make the time. And I think that the fact that you're paying for something, it makes you want to make the time to do it because you don't want to lose the money that you're paying. Um, so you find ways. You find ways. You have to find ways, and you kind of just start realizing that what you're working out and going through this routine is a priority. It's just as important as going to work or showering or spending time with the kids. It is a priority.
Yeah, totally. And so for you, what were some of the things that you felt like were really helpful that you learned, or maybe you just had to be reminded of on the nutrition side of things so that you're able to start seeing changes?
I think the most important part, and I will say like I didn't realize how important protein is. To me, protein was like, okay, a protein shake after you work out and you're good to go. But the fact that you're like, no, you have to hit 100. Well, for me, it was like 190 grams of protein a day. So I was more cognizant of having protein in the morning. I never ate breakfast until really I started with you. I don't like breakfast. I'm not a big fan of like eggs, bacon, and stuff like that. But I forced myself to find ways to get my protein in the morning so I could hit my protein goals throughout the day. Because yeah, I could eat 15 grams of protein at lunch and dinner. That's only 100 of protein shakes, 150. I'm missing 40. So I had to find a way to get it in the morning, and I did. We figured it out.
Yeah, definitely. So outside of protein, and protein could be one of your three keys, what would you say your three keys to success are if you had to mentor a younger brother or someone on their journey? What would you say, like, hey, look out for these three things because they were key for me?
Yeah, definitely setting time apart. Um, you have to because if not, you're just gonna kind of you want to be healthy and like you want to live like a longer time. You just have to set that time. It's important now to think you're like your future self in the end because you're not going to regret. No one. I've never finished a workout saying man, I regret working out today. Like that's not a thing. You just have to set that time, and yeah, you may not want to do it in the beginning, but at the end you'll be like, great, yes, I feel better that I did it. Um, don't be too hard on yourself on your cheat days. It's okay to have them. I think it's number two, because at some points during out like the 6 months, I would be like, oh crap, like I felt I ate so bad today. I feel so guilty. But like you step on the scale the next day and okay, there's a pound change, but you get back on it, you get back on the horse, and it goes down again. Like it's okay. You have to like mentally, you have to have a cheat day for yourself. Um, Nothing bad's gonna come out of it. Just control the cheat days. Don't go ham throughout the whole week. Um, and definitely protein. And I think in the beginning it's my third one, and I tell this to people who ask me like, oh, what are you doing to lose weight? I think the most important part is counting your calories, tracking your food, until you get a rhythm, until you know like I know that I'm eating now what I don't need to track because I know what I'm eating is not going over my calorie count. It's getting the protein in because I've done it so many times. It's kind of like a routine. Throughout Monday to Friday, I'm eating basically almost the same thing. I'm switching it up, but it's like protein and a side, or like, and you know how much protein you could do, like 8-10 ounces. You kind of figure it out, but you need to track in the beginning to kind of get to that point to mentally know what you're doing is right, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. You're training your intuition in a way and aligning it more with reality. So with that said, what were some of the like biggest wins or things that you were most excited about from where you were to where you are now? And what are you excited about in the future to continue to work towards?
Um, Biggest win is getting more defined. Losing so much of my back fat. Oh my god, it was so annoying. I hated like wearing shirts, and I just felt it rubbing on my lower back, and I was like, "This is not me. This is not me." So like the fact that I walk and now I feel my shirt flowing in the back, and it's not like rubbing on my skin. It's just like a huge win. It's just I feel more comfortable with my clothing. Like I don't have to buy new clothes. It was like I fit in my older clothes now, which is great. It just I think that's my biggest win. Um, and what was sorry? What was the other thing?
Just things that you're excited to continue to work towards.
Oh,
You're obviously have another 80 years hopefully to live with the
yeah.
way technology's running. Maybe we'll all be droids, who knows? But what are you excited for?
I'm excited to keep this ball rolling. Keep eating healthy, keep hitting my protein goals, um, keep working out. Like I'm excited to see what this path takes me on. I'm hopeful and that I could just stay on it and keep going. And I think with the tools that you gave me, I could definitely do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Dude, well said and super pumped for you. And now you got spring. It's super sunny where I'm at least. I'm sure it's sunny in Miami. Now you got all summer to wear whatever you want, tank top wise, and feel good. So super pumped for you and appreciate you. Appreciate the work you
Thank
put in, man.
I appreciate you, Paul. You really helped out. That was awesome.